Hola, senors, senoritas. It's Thomas Ruse with the Poet Warriors. Back at you. And today we're going to talk about why writers should read and maybe should continue reading. And what do you look for as a reader, if you're a writer? Well, my reading has been a lifelong thing ever since I can remember middle school classics, the American classics, Mark Twain, John Steinbeck, then started developing into Shakespeare, then Faulkner, her Hemingway. Then in my 20s and 30s and beyond, I started developing more of an international flavor in my reading with more modern sensibilities, where especially European and Latin American fiction has been more appealing to me. The writers and what they do and how the risks they take appeal to me more, especially with the stories that I want to tell as a writer. Um, let's see. What do I look for when I read now? And especially in the past 10, 15 years? Well, I very rarely read a book from beginning to end anymore. I do revisit some of the writers and books that had an impact on me. And I'll read sections or a sentence here and there and see what the writers are doing with that, how they're structuring syntactically, kind of getting it in tune with the rhythm of the language. Or if they don't use rhythm, kind of the voice. What stories are they telling? So bits and pieces, and I'm kind of studying. I'm actually studying their work to see, to borrow, beg, and steal. I am not beyond that, nor should any writer be. And reimagining it and taking it and using it in some of my work, if I can. Um, Originality is defined by the writer and the creative risks they will take. I think, sadly, overall, generally speaking, today's publishing world is very, I think, scared to take risks on that type of writing, true original writing that will that we need. That if they were to market like they market the other stuff, like the stuff that we've been reading for years, and I'm not just talking about classics. I'm talking about work that operates on another level, spiritual, psychological, artistic, creative, like the aesthetics of something. That's literary creation. Yes, there's work that's very simple, and there's work that's more complicated. And I'm talking about more complicated work, and that's the work that I grew up on. And that's the work that I like, and that's the work that if I were to find a book or a writer, that's what I want to read. Sure, I love simple work. I mean, maybe you could find a simple work that also has meaningful messages. So reading it shouldn't be a chore. It's not. I want it to sound like it's a chore for me, but I read books now and rarely get through them because I like to study certain passages, certain specifics of how that writer handled that and how I can learn from that. And I think all good writers, even established writers, if that's what you want to call them, published writers, established writers, can learn and grow and evolve in their craft because that's what it is. It's a craft. And you're looking at the craftsmanship of other writers, especially as a good reader, as a very, very discerning reader. And maybe trying different genres like science fiction, fantasy. Now, a lot more than ever, there's genres and subgenres of genres. And in that way, I think publishing is being much more open than it was 50 years ago. And I think that's wonderful. But I'm talking about the quality and the craftsmanship. And this is where you learn from really good writers. I don't agree with, hey, read bad writers as well. Good writers can have written bad books. No one's perfect. They're not going to write a masterpiece every time out. But I don't agree with, if there's writing that you don't get anything from, that you can't extract something, don't read it. I think it's a waste of time. So with that being said, writers should continue scoping out and trying to locate writing or writers that they not only challenged by, but I think be in healthy competition with. It's not competition. It's not in that like, oh, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to have great success. And it's all about awards. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's about like, you know what? I want to better this person really makes me want to strive and be better than my last attempt, right? And that's what it's all about, bettering your last attempt and evolving, always growing. Keep reading, keep searching, keep writing, keep creating. Damn, I messed it up. Peace. Tasty.